Oh, that's definitely my first conference ever in Parsippany, Jersey. For that conference, I signed up for the conference, and my goal is to go there for one day and just look around and leave. But I was surprised that on the first day how overwhelming everybody in. And I left on that day, and I went back home and I packed my stuff, and I came back, and I stayed in the hotel for 3 more days, even though that wasn't my plan. So that was, my first day at the NSA conference.
In 1995, when the NSP was going through some transitional time period, it was in San Diego, and I was just a member like everyone else. It turned out that the auctioneer, the individual that had always done the auction in the past, wasn't going to be there, and they were frantically looking for somebody to be the auctioneer. I had never done anything like that in my life, and so they asked, and I stepped up to the plate and did the auction that night, and found that it was not only fun and enjoyable, but I had some talent that I never knew I had. And as a result of that, I've been auctioneering the live auction for the NSA ever since.
In my very first convention, I had a very powerful workshop experience involving the issue of shame. And I think it's something that I had never really known much about or thought about before then. But it was a workshop about shame, and I remember learning the distinction between guilty and shame, that feeling guilty is when you feel badly about something you do, and that shame is when you feel badly about who you are, that you actually are, like how I remember it, is you're existing incorrectly. That's how it felt. And when I articulated that inside my head in that workshop, I realized how ridiculous that was, that there's no way to exist incorrectly, and yet I had been living with an assumption, an unexamined, unconscious assumption that I was somehow existing incorrectly. And just naming that and saying it out loud and seeing how preposterous that was, that there's no way to exist incorrectly, and no matter how I was or who I was okay. There was still a lot of work that had to be done to strengthen that and to start living from that space. But that really was an aha moment, that it's not possible to be incorrectly.
Yeah, my memorable aha moment was when I came to the 2004 conference in Baltimore, and Joe Biden was the keynote speaker, and it just totally blew me away that to see, I didn't realize that he was a stutterer. And when I saw him speak, and he really went into, his childhood and the experiences he had going to Catholic school, and some episodes with the nuns, and how he found his way out, and then meeting, the different people at the NSA, the very welcoming environment, Tammy and Lee Reeves and Nina, Russ Hicks, just seeing the supportive way in which the NSA works, and knowing that I had finally found people who understood my situation and could relate to me as a real person.
Well, for me, what I remember was giving a keynote address in the Buffalo meeting in the mid-1990s. And I was very concerned about getting in front of a large group, about 500 or so at that time, and of course the fear of stuttering. And then I realized that I was with a supportive audience, and that I should focus not on how I formed my words, but the content of my words, and delivering really a meaningful message. And that was a transforming moment for me, not only as a presenter and as a teacher to my medical students, but really as a human being and as a person. And that's how the NSA has transformed my life.
My aha moment was probably the first year. Russ Hicks, I'm sorry he's not here this year. Just being up there, stuttering with so much confidence. And it was at that time that I realized that I was allowing stuttering to make decisions for me. And that guy that was stuttering up there, why can't I do that? I said, it hit me that as well adjusted as I thought I was, that there was a lot more to go. And it came in the form of Russ Hicks the first time, and then so many other people after. The ability for people to take risks, it's contagious. People meet each other here, and there's a lot of that, why can't I do that? And I think it's this supporting environment where people encourage each other to take more risks. And I think by keeping in touch after the conference through the Facebook page, which is only a few years old now, that stuff adds to that feeling of what's going on with your family, and you see each other online, and it just keeps going.
Just there was a speaker there, and we were all together, and just hearing someone speak about it, and how everyone cheered him on, everyone was so excited, and just the camaraderie around everything. It was nothing like I've ever seen before, and I kind of stood back and I started to cry because I'm like, I've never seen so much support for such a cause and for stuttering, and it made me feel like I was part of something, and that's what it really is. You feel like you're a part of something and you're not alone. So seeing all of that completely was, eye-opening.
My most memorable would probably be, and I guess it would probably be my first full official conference, which was Chicago in '05. Just the overall experience, the conversations that we had till 3 or 4 in the morning every night at the hotel in the lobby, and just the overwhelming support of, and it was kind of my second, but my first, because my whole conference, attending the first timers with Russ and getting all of the welcome, because I was definitely lost at my first official conference, not really, having known anyone there, and so I think that's definitely the most memorable for me, because it definitely it opened up a new world of what the NSA has to offer.
I have a lot of memorable experiences. One one that I will always remember is I was at a workshop, and there was another female who stutters, and she was giving a speech, and she's in nursing. And at that time, I was about to start nursing school, and I was really anxious about everything and the whole new experience, and having to interact with so many people in the hospital. So sorry. So I just approached her, and I started talking about it and just started crying. And it was nice to just talk to somebody else who knew exactly what I was feeling. And I'm still crying now.